I'm back out again on a Wednesday lunchtime for 1 hour with 25 kilos in the backpack. It's not hot anymore as it was last week. Last week was very hot. It's much cooler today, much more enjoyable, much more comfortable to be out rucking today. But I think it's important to still do rucking even when it's too hot, too cold, or when it's raining. And I definitely struggle with that as it gets around to the winter. Through autumn's okay, and then when it gets to winter, it's really hard to push yourself out the door when it's chucking it down with rain, just wet and cold and horrible. But this year, I'm going to really try to maintain the habit of rucking a couple of times a week at least, even when the weather isn't great. Because modern life is just way too comfortable. Everything's way too easy. And if it's too hot, too cold, we've always got some way of maintaining our environment. We can control the temperature indoors. We've got air conditioning, we've got heating, we've got clothing. We've got so many ways that we maintain our environment to really just make our lives more comfortable. And we do that as well with food. Everything's engineered to make our lives easier, make us more comfortable, because being cold, being hot isn't nice. Being hungry isn't nice. So we engineer our lives and have got really good at making everything easy and making calories easy to consume. And we no longer need to expend energy to be out there hunting and gathering food, going through all of the discomfort we would usually go through just to maintain ourselves and give ourselves a limited amount of comfort from the feelings of uncomfort that would be hunger and being too hot and too cold and all the rest of it. We've got really good at controlling our environment. And that's not a bad thing. Like, we all want to live in comfort. We all want to live in a house, and it's great having your food shopping delivered to the door. It's relatively easy to live a comfortable and enjoyable life. That's all good stuff, and the technology that helps us live that way is great. The problem is when we don't have any discomfort at all, we don't do any exercise, we live off convenience foods, we live off only foods that taste good and make us feel good feel good in the short term, without any effort required to make them or prepare them, and without doing any exercise in our life. This is a problem. Physical challenges have become optional for people in the modern day, and you can really go through your whole life never exerting yourself unless you want to. You have to volunteer for it. So really, that is why I'm still choosing to do rucking as much as possible, and it's why I rucked last week, even though it was way too hot. I did 3 days in a row, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, and it's why I'm going to carry on doing that every week, even if it gets too cold or too wet. We're going to get out and maintain that habit of rucking. If you maintain the habit of rucking a couple of times a week, or 3 times a week maybe even once a week, but if you maintain that habit and you do it during the times that you don't want to do it, you do it when the circumstances are against you, and it's going to be uncomfortable, more uncomfortable than usual. It's always uncomfortable carrying 25 kilos around, but doing that in the rain or cold, or doing it when it's too hot. It adds another level of discomfort. But if you keep doing it and you push through on those days as well, you maintain the habit, you really do build up your resilience and your tolerance towards doing hard things. And the benefit of doing those things means that stuff in your regular life becomes easier and less of a challenge, even though maybe before starting rucking those things would be difficult. So just being physically stronger, not getting tired if you're, walking around for a long day, shopping or exploring a city or something like that, lifting things up, being stronger in general, and then also being able to push through any kind of discomfort for a decent amount of time gives you a higher tolerance towards those kind of things, a different frame of reference, so that when you are in a situation that you find difficult or challenging, you've got something to compare it to, and you'll realize that, well, it's not as bad as when I'm out rucking. There's been times when I've had to carry my kids places and they're lighter than the backpack when they're small, and it's really not that difficult because you're used to it. Or when you suddenly need to carry some shopping for a long way, or any of these kind of just regular things that come up in life, if you're used to rucking with a decent amount of weight for a good length of time regularly, all those things become less of a challenge for you in your everyday life. For me, once I started rucking, it enabled me to get fitter, stronger, and start viewing things differently, and realizing that if I put my mind to it, I can maintain a good diet, and I can also go out running and do other sports and lift weights. Again, rucking stays there as the thing that always keeps me moving, even when I dip in and out of those other hobbies. I keep rucking there because it's the easiest activity that I find that you can just put on a backpack and go out the door. You only need to buy the backpack and the weight once, and once you have it, it really doesn't need much else. It doesn't need complicated programs or it's not a complicated skill to learn, or it doesn't require any memberships or to join a club. You just put the backpack on and go out and walk for as long as you can, and do it regularly, and you get stronger and fitter, and then you can build upon that with other activities as and when you want. Every time you promise yourself that you're going to go out rucking, and then you put the backpack on and you go and you do it, when you get back you'll feel great. You take it off, take the load off, you feel good again. You realize how good it is to not have to carry that weight around in your regular day. It makes you appreciate everything, but at the same time you'll have made your mental resilience just a little bit stronger by following through on the promise you made to yourself to get out and do it. And over time, those small wins of maintaining that habit and doing the things you say you're going to do builds up, gives you more confidence towards other challenging activities and doing harder things. Discomfort will become less intimidating. And when discomfort becomes less intimidating, you stop looking for the easy option all the time, and you'll start volunteering yourself for harder challenges, doing more. When you start doing that, you start to get more out of life. It's not just about sports and stuff. This carries over into your work life, family life, relationships. All these things require effort, and rucking really teaches you how to apply yourself. You'll see growth in other areas of your life. These skills are transferable. We grow by volunteering for some discomfort, and you don't need to do that every day, and you don't need to live in a state of discomfort all the time, but sometimes we need to volunteer ourselves for situations that challenge us and force us to go outside of our comfort zone, so that eventually what we can handle grows. We become a more capable person. Like, life won't ever get easier. It's never going to get easier. But if you keep getting stronger and more resilient, it'll feel easier. But it won't feel easier by avoiding hard things. It will only feel easier if you move towards doing hard things. And rucking is definitely difficult. It's a challenge, and anyone can do it and start getting the benefits from it. I've never been able to stick to running, weight training, or any other sport for that long. My motivation always comes and goes. Rucking is something that I've been doing for a year now consistently. Like, there's something to it, which is why I'm trying to grow this channel and get more people doing rucking who maybe haven't heard of it or come across it before, and just try to motivate people who have tried it, who like it but have lost their way a little bit. Like, just keep doing it. Go and put the backpack on and go out. Focus on building a habit, and if you stick to it for long enough, you will transform yourself. But it doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take time, and I'm not there yet either. I'm just beginning. But as the weeks go on and we keep doing it, I keep seeing the changes in myself. I keep losing weight, I keep getting slimmer, I keep adding more muscle, gradually getting fitter, and it's just feeling stronger in general.